It was nice knowing you guys. It was nice knowing you guys while we had the internet. I guess I'll see you guys in the real world, and if I don't see you there, maybe our souls will connect in another one because... Oh, mind you, this is not a self-deletion video. This is me just wanting to have the conversation about that new fucking technology that Google came up with that has accelerated our path to the end times if we aren't already dead in the middle of it. Somebody asked me to make a video to what I was thinking about this Google VEO3. And mind you, if you've been following me for a long time, you know that phrase that I came up with, socialized schizophrenia. Yeah. Self-induced socialized schizophrenia. If any of you mental health professionals steal that without crediting me, I will haunt you in your fucking nightmares until you don't have any anymore. But the point that I was trying to describe was our phase right now, and this is also the reason why I hate Mark Zuckerberg so much. In the real world, you weren't at the mercy of the algorithm. You were in the real world, and you were either afraid of addressing the real world and you had to try to hide yourself out of shame, or you had to find a way to make yourself capable of existing in the real world. Whether it's just finding a way to get out of a slump and get to your job, or it's able to, hey, I'm a slave and I need to transform my mind and then transform my reality to become a free man. It's in the real world, before we had this internet connectivity and these fake digital universes, you either had to become somebody different to change your life circumstances, or your life was going to stay the same. Now, with this digital reality that we live in, you can change, like transform your life. It's a positive thing for a decent part. You could transform your life digitally without genuinely making any changes in your real world, and start to sacrifice the attention that you're putting into the real world because it's very slow, gradual, delayed growth because of how instant the gratification comes from these digital platforms. And that's the coin that I phrased digital psychosis, which I think is destroying us right now, is why I hate Mark Zuckerberg. Because the whole point is he was selling us the conveniencing connections and community aspect of as a means of being able to monopolize the attention economy. If you care about that and what's coming after the attention economy, go in the comments and ask, what's coming after the attention economy, Dark Wizard? And I'll let you know. But it's going to be accessibility. I'll explain that further if you guys comment. But that digital psychosis has basically enslaved all of us. Instead of people being at the mercy of whatever cable network or package they're subscribed to on their mainstream media channel or whatever radio station they listen to, now we are all individually enslaved to the trained superior intelligence of our algorithms. Because these algorithms aren't just showing us things they think we like. They're training themselves off of us to know exactly what they can show us to increase engagement to optimal levels. At the mercy of, again, what we described a minute ago, our real world and our real life, that when shit gets overwhelming or difficult, we still have to look within and become something or commit to some change to make that or to address that. But so many people can hide behind, whether it's fake identities or even just whether it's like fake avatars or straight up like misrepresented characters or identities on these digital platforms, and get a significant instant amount of success on here, which is very, very lucrative in relation to the, again, regular world, which forces you to give a lot of intention, commit very deeply, like faith-based commitment, and allow the world or the universe to like respond to those, to your commitment. Completely contradictory to your algorithm, which is learning what you like and then showing you more and more and more and more and more of what you like, locking you deeper and deeper and deeper in these echo chambers that I'm describing, which may play into the hyper individualism. And then also another video I made a couple months ago saying how when we went to COVID and never came back out of the lockdowns properly, people started to look at the world instead of like, this is me and my friends and we're a part of a world. If people had that, they start to look at the world as like, I am individual profile and those people outside of me are my fans, so I'm going to treat them as such, and then just be like a narcissistic piece of shit. And to couple with that, internet communities are not really collaborative forces as a means of uniting people to make goals happen or change things in the real world. They're really just cults of identity or like trauma bonding enmeshment that allow people to stick in stagnation of where they're overwhelmed or uncomfortable in their real world, but feel like they're making change in some like mutually masturbating or like mentally masturbating type activity with other people to make it feel like things are happening. Okay, we had to get all that out of the way so we can get to this point, the self-induced socialized schizophrenia. Why did I have to add the self-induced part? Because just like the smartphone, just like Facebook, they're giving the tool to us and they're telling us that it's a convenience tool. And they say, you should use it as much as you can to learn how to cope with a world where this exists alongside of you. And they don't even know the damaging effects or extent of damaging effects of this technology. The AI engineers do not understand the capacity of an AI consciousness, if it even exists, of an AI intelligence. Another thing we have to discuss is that all of the video from this like VEO3 from Google, it's all stolen data. And think about how Google has such a capacity to perform something like that or to do something like that, monopolizing the search engine space, which basically allows them to, by proxy, own damn near all the data on the public internet, to use everybody's freely uploaded data to create these like very realistic AI videos. But okay, I'm getting a little far from the point here. The self-induced part means you're going to be the person that gives yourself the schizophrenia. But it is the tech companies that are giving you a tool that will inevitably give people schizophrenia. Why do I say that? And why do I say that's a second part, or that's a subsequential part to the digital psychosis? Because if the digital psychosis has enslaved you to your algorithm and forced your phone like this, like a face sucker onto your face, then now you genuinely believe the real world and the digital world are just a 1-of-1 ratio mirrored reflection. Now they're going to start showing you things on this digital world that are made up in AI, and you're going to believe them because they look so similar to what happens in the real world in a recording. That is part of the schizophrenia. You are literally in two realities at the same time, or multiple realities at the same time, at the mercy of your fucking, not even just your cognition, but how well trained you are in reality, which many people are losing access to. And many people can barely even afford to rent. People don't own where they live. They don't own the things that they have. They're renting everything, bro. So what real world do people regularly have access to where they can say, okay, I've been in the real world. This is not real. And I've seen what real looks like, and that's an AI gloss on it. Many people are going to be especially elderly people, disabled people, neurodivergent people, like people who are vulnerable to this very, very structured, premeditated, manipulative type of technology. It's going to destroy your fucking life. And they're going to blame you because they're going to say you chose to use it. They're not going to say we just gave a disease to the world, not knowing that it was going to spread like a fucking wildfire and basically break off the whole bottom like 80% of the world who doesn't understand how pivotal this type of technology is. So think about these people. And even worse, the reason why I say schizophrenia and how it's literally not even breaking a fourth wall. It's slamming all the walls, like just melting all the walls together. Think about all those isolated red pill incels, whatever nonsense. Imagine when people start making fake videos about what women are doing in the world. Think about those Nazis that sit online all day. Think about when people start making fake videos about black people stealing white babies and having sex with their white women. Like, imagine when the most vulnerable people, the most traumatized people start to fall victim to this type of technology. And think about who has the capital, wealthy people, not a rhetorical question, who has the capital to afford this type of technology at the highest levels, the most efficient levels. It's just another tool of fucking class warfare at the end of the day. You guys need to be fucking scared. I don't even care if this comes off fear-mongering. You guys need to be fucking scared as to the world we're walking into right now and how we are trying to blitz scale one of the most dangerous technologies ever created in human history.